Howdy y'all, this is Twitchonian coming at you with another Crimson Vow quick draft here on the channel. We are going to jump right into it and see if we can open another fun rare. Unfortunately, we do start with a land. Not something I really want to first pick here, but there's a couple of interesting options in the deck here. Could start off with a Whispering Wizard, which I've had do some good work for me there, especially if you can get enough instants to cast on enemy turns. The Bystander is okay if you're in one of the life gain decks. Paladin in the human decks is pretty good. And there's some fine commons as well, nothing too crazy. The Socialite would probably be the one I would pick first. I've had this one do some pretty gross things, especially if you can get a couple. But first pick, I think I'd rather stick to a fun uncommon. And I think the Wizard is going to be the most flexible option of those. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that. Alright. Now we can get a nice little card draw spell, something to play with the Wizard. What else do we have? Have the Traveler. That's tough. It's a nice card, I just am not sure that any of the things blue is going to probably be wanting to do is going to pair with black super well, especially heavy black like that. Lumberknot would be really fun to build around. Could be something else to think about. Assistant, pretty good in the exploit decks. Do you have Wolf Strike and Lacerate Flesh? I think I would take Wolf Strike over Lacerate Flesh, though. This is a nice removal spell, but here I think we can just stick to the plan we're on so far and pick up a nice non-creature spell to go with our wizard here. And now we could take a Foreboding Statue as a nice little mid-game ramp play that turns into a pretty sizable body later on. Don't have anything we want to ramp into quite yet, but would be a nice little addition to pretty much any deck. The Lantern Bearer is one that I'm pretty high on. Just a super nice, aggressive early flyer, then it turns into a threat itself in the late game because you can give one of your big creatures flying. And it'll trigger the non-creature spell synergies if we can get some more of those. I'd love to take a Flame Breather for a blue-red kind of non-creature spells deck, but I think I'd rather get a Lantern Bearer and just stay on color for now. Stay a little more flexible. Although Statue is pretty great. I would rather... I think I would miss a Lantern Bearer more, though, in a blue deck than I would a Foreboding Statue. So I'll take that here. Now, there are some options in white. The Spirit, the 3/3 body has just done a lot of good work, and it does kind of have some non-creature synergies, specifically enchantments, but that will trigger things like the Wizard as well. Yeah, I don't think we really need to main deck a Sanctify. The Spirit's okay. Yeah, I think we'll just stick to our color here. See what second one we end up getting pushed into. Right, now if we are going to go the blue-red route, Magma Pummeler is just a great little creature. You know, flexible, you can cast it pretty much any time during the game. Kind of has some removal-esque-ness baked into it. Not super excited about either of the blue cards here. The Monstrosity's fine as a top-end piece, but nothing crazy. And there's some fine ones, like I'd play a wolf in a werewolf deck, or a celebrant in a blood deck, but I think we'll just take the pummeler here, in case we do get moved into the blue-red, which is a great place to be with what we've started with here. I might actually be on trying this. There's sometimes this is just going to be a dead card in your hand, and other times it's going to win you the game and wipe the entire board of the opponent. I might take this. I haven't really played around with it too much, so I'm going to snag it and see how it ends up playing in the format. And now we can take a nice little piece of interaction here. Happy to get one of the retrievals. We could also move towards white and pick up a piece of white interaction, but I think for now there's no reason to move off blue. And here, I think we'll take our first Raconteur. Kind of does the same thing as the 2-drop does, but if it flips, it ends up hitting for even more. And has a much more sizable body tied to it. Alright, now we can get another 1-drop, although it's not the most exciting. I guess none of these really are. I think maybe I'd rather have a Sure Strike just for the ability to trigger stuff on the enemy's turn for our non-creature spells. We'll pick up a copy of Lacerate Flesh. That's a nice top-end removal. Ooh, and we wield the Flame Breather, so I'd love a second Lacerate Flesh, honestly, in a kind of controlling blue-red deck, but that's a nice little synergy piece for us there. We could take 1 Bloody Betrayal. Probably won't play that, but these picks aren't going to make the deck. Alright, let's see what we get in pack 2. Ooh, Wedding Announcement's pretty fun. Definitely a very strong card there. Drawing you cards, making you tokens, and then flipping and buffing your whole board. But I don't know if we can take that over something that's just fine for our deck. I'd be happy with another Witness the Future or a Spirit here. How many creatures are we looking at here? And this is going to be more of a 4 or 5 drop. I think the Spirit's more replaceable. We'll get another draw spell here. Now we've got Biolume Egg. I don't think we can do that unless we get some exploit synergies to go with it, although nothing else in this pack really for us anyways. So we'll take it and see if we don't pull any blue exploit critters out of this pack. Right here we've got a counterspell we can take. We could take another Lantern Bearer, which would be pretty great. Cradle of Safety was a nice, fine piece of instant speed interaction. Another counterspell, although I would probably take Wash Away before I took the Siphon Essence. I think I've had better experiences with Lantern Bearer out of all of these options. Go ahead and take another one of those. And now, maybe just a Flame Blessed Bolt, piece of super cheap, efficient removal. Could take a 3-drop creature, but we're not really doing the blood token thing, so I think we'll just keep snatching up the non-creature spells. This might be a little slow. Yeah, I think I might just rather take a Scab just so we can have some recursion for all the instants and sorceries we're going to be doing. And we did pick up the egg, so if we can get enough Scabs, that's a nice little combo there. Would be fine wheeling some of these cheap filler creatures too. Alright, we do have 2 nice exploit creatures here. Unfortunately, they are in the same pack with an Abrade, which is just excellent, so hopefully we'll get either the Assistant or the Scab back. I'd be happy with either of those, but definitely going to be an Abrade. And now we can take a Scattered Thoughts for another nice card draw spell. Or a just filler 4-drop. Do we even have any 4-drop creatures? Yeah, just this. I guess the Scab and the Wizard. Okay, so we have more 4-drops than I thought. So yeah, I don't think we need to take the 4-drop creature. We can take a spell. Although I might cut it. We'll see. Here, it's either the Geist or the Epicure. I think I'd rather have a 3-drop right now than another 1-drop. And then we get another 2-drop to fill in the curve. Ooh, and we did wheel an Assistant. That's pretty nice. Happily take that with our egg there. Now, do we take the Counterspell or the Cradle? I think with how little creatures we're probably going to end up in this deck, I'd rather take the Counterspell. Actually, I think I'd rather have the creature over the spell that likely won't make the deck. Another spirit. I'm fine playing a number of spirits. And in last pick, Cradle of Safety. Alright, this is in our colors. Let's see what it says. Take an extra turn. Already like that. Lose the game. Don't like that. So it would be 4, 5, 6, 7 for the cleave. I mean, I think we're still going to take this, because when you get a fun, splashy on-color rare, you, like, gotta play it, right? I mean, Catgeist would probably be better for our deck, just, like, drawing cards more consistently. Something like that. But I'm going to take the fun, splashy rare. See if we can't make it do some work here. Now, I was going to say, I wouldn't mind some rampy cards now, like the statue. But Lunar Rejection, excellent piece of interaction. Lantern Bearer, great little 1-drop. We do already have 2, so I probably will take the rejection over that, but some great options in this pack. Even the Impulse, I'd love to have 1 copy of that. I'd play that over the one of the other draw spells we got. Although I guess it's not instant speed, so... No, neither is the Future or Witness. We'll take this and hope we will something out of this pack. Alright, now we've got Frenzied Devils for more non-creature synergies. Throng if we want to try and get a couple of them in this pack, but I don't think we really need that. We've got 3 spirits to hold down the ground. Some flyers would definitely be nice, but I think I'll take a Devils here. Just a nice top-end critter. Could take yet another Lantern Bearer. Second Pummeler or a Scab. Definitely think I'd take one of these over the Monstrosity. But I think I'll take another Lantern Bearer over both. Just lower the curve a bit and have a nice way to get a threat in the air later. And this one, I don't know that we're playing either of these, but we'll take the cheaper one. Actually, this one does have the potential to be a 6/6 sometimes. I'll take that one. Now we can take a just nice body, you know, can start pinging the opponents or clearing the way for some attacks, or another counter spell. What are we looking at creature-wise? I guess we might have got there on the creatures. How many 2-drops specifically? 4. Okay, so maybe we do need to take a 2-drop here. Although we do have 4 or 3 1-drops as well. If we do take a 2-drop, we're probably taking the Wolf. I guess we're only taking the Wolf. That's tough. I guess we do have a fair amount of 4-drops already, so we probably are not supposed to take another 4-drop here. How many Wolves or Werewolves do we have? 2? So this is just going to be a 2/2 for 2 most of the time anyways, but I think we'll take it just for curve reasons. Now we get another Spirit, which I think I'd probably prefer over that Wolf, but that's alright. Ooh, nothing here. Alright, some decent options for us. I think I might be, since we know we need the 2-drops on the Entomber here, just a nice way to keep filtering us through our deck. Blocks pretty well. It's either that, Scab, or Sure Strike. I don't think I want another counterspell. We do already have a Sure Strike. Yeah, I'll take this 2-drop. Now, another Scattered Thoughts. Take a big top-end thing. And that might be the end. Alright, well, we did get 1 on-color rare. We got a extra turn spell, which is kind of spicy, but comes with a big downside if you can't take full advantage of it. So let's see. Let's get our removal all piled over here, or at least our interaction, I should say. Let's see what we want to cut. Well, already I know Blood Hypnotist is one I'm probably okay on getting rid of. It's unexciting. I know we don't have a lot of sacrifice synergies, but this scries 2 when it enters still, and is a nice, is fine as a blocker if we can't hit it, but with a couple of creatures. Although maybe I am supposed to cut that. As fun as it would be to trigger it. Yeah, we probably aren't supposed to play that. Pummeler can be more like one of the, like here on the curve. And since we ended up with 4 spirits and a better 2-drop for what we're trying to do, I think I'm going to drop the Ridge Wolf here. Want to keep all the Lantern Bearers. I can probably cut this Prisoner. I think everything else here I'm going to probably want creature-wise. Maybe cut the Monstrosity, but oops. It is nice to have one big, nice evasive threat at the top end, so kind of more what the curve's going to look like here. And I'm expecting us to keep a decent number of these, like card draw and things to play on turn 3. So speaking of card draw wise, we have 2 Scattered Thoughts and 2 Witness the Futures. This is more expensive, but you get to keep 2, and the rest go into your grave, which does work with some of our Disturb synergies. This one is more of a, if we keep 2 of these, we can't get milled, which is nice. And it's cheaper, so. Since we don't have too many crazy bombs, I think the Witnesses are going to be fine. If this was the same cost, since it's instant speed, I guess because it's instant speed, we can cast it on the opponent's turn to trigger some of our stuff. So maybe we keep 1, just to have an instant speed card draw spell that we can hold up. Yeah, that seems fine. Alright, well, we definitely are keeping Flame Blessed Bolt. We're definitely keeping a Braid. We're probably keeping Wash Away, but it's a maybe, I suppose. Lunar Rejection we're keeping because it comes with card draw tied into it. I just want to try Vampire's Vengeance. It's probably not the best, and we might end up switching it out, but I just want to give it a shot and see how it performs. Gambit we're definitely playing, but that's a big drop. And Lacerate Flesh, I guess, is also on the maybe pile. So we are supposed to keep cutting some more creatures here since we're trying to do the non-creature synergy things. So if we do that, what do we want to cut? I guess the Scab is still good, pretty good with the Lantern Bearers. Same with the Assistant. Binding Geist is one we can cut. That's a pretty weak creature there. Yeah, I think that's fine. And probably cut the Lacerate Flesh. Maybe the Counter Spell. And maybe we do keep the instant speed card draw over the sorcery speed. Cradle of Safety, I guess, isn't even that spicy. Yeah, let's try to keep only instant speed interaction if we can. How much non-creature spells? Only 6. Yeah, we actually do need a lot more of those. Let's cut the Pummeler, the Monstrosity. Maybe even the Entomber, since we're going to be running card draw spells instead. And then we start adding back in some instant speed interaction. So we'll put the counter spell back in. Maybe the second piece of card draw. Probably the Sure Strike, or I guess we could play the Cradle of Safety over the Sure Strike. Or maybe we play both and have 2 combat tricks. Although we don't, with the less creatures, the 2 combat tricks are going to be. Yeah, let's just keep the Cradle, because the Cradle will give, we can use as a protection piece or as a combat trick. A little more flexible, even if it's not as strong of a trick. And that leaves 2 slots still. I think I might want to put the Pummeler back. How many non-creatures do we have now? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 with the Lantern Bearers. Yeah, I think one more of each is probably fine. Let's put back in the, put back in the, where'd it go? The Pummeler here. Since it's pretty flexible. And then maybe one of the Witnesses, even though it's a sorcery. Just get a little more card draw on the deck. Could also do the Retrieval. I think for now we'll try it like this. See what our lands look like. 15 and 8. Yeah, I guess that is still the split we probably want to use because we do have a couple of double red cards. Yeah, I think that's how we'll start it off. See if we can't get some interesting Alchemist Gambit extra turns going. And I'll see y'all in the matches. Welcome to game number 1. We are on the play with an unkeepable starting hand. Can't play any of the cards in our hand. Low on lands and the wrong color, so I'm gonna have to mulligan this one. This one's better. Not great, but definitely better. We'll put back one of our spirits here, I think. Or maybe we do even put back a land now. Nah. We'll put back one of the spirits. We have 4 in the deck. Of course, now we'll hit all lands and pay the price for our unlucky draw. Yeah. That's how it goes sometimes, but at least we still have some early plays. Opponent either on mono red or potentially not having their second color either. They have cursed us. Their creatures get trample when they deal combat damage. I exile. Oh, okay. Well, that's actually not bad. I'm okay with this. Would love a target for my Flame Blast Bolt. I guess I could shoot my own guy, but maybe I'll do that next turn if I need to. We'll just hold it up for now. Reckless Impulse. Opponent just trying to draw. Ooh, yeah, they're definitely only on one color. That's unfortunate that they didn't still hit it. Yeah. Equally unfortunate that we are stuck. I think I'm just going to play this down on the board just to get a body. Not even exploit. At least that one can start attacking in. And whatever they play next turn, we're going to bolt just to be able to swing in with 9. Yikes, opponent really unlucky. Yeah, they can swing at us for 3. And we'll get to impulse draw a card. Oh, they impulse draw a card from us. Interesting. Okay. That creature's controller. Yeah, I misunderstood. Okay. Definitely would have probably blocked if I had known that, but yeah. I guess we're gonna ping our own dude just so we can trigger their abilities here. Oh, did I misread this? It's an enchantment. It's not a non-creature spell. I drafted this whole deck a little badly. That's what I get for thinking I remember these cards instead of actually reading them. Let's give the opponent a nice oops. So definitely should have built around that a little differently, but that's okay. Opponent does finally hit their white source. We can counter something though. We'll just let that resolve. There's probably something better we're going to want to counter. Now that they have their second color, they've probably been holding on to something spicy. Another impulse. Nice. Yep. That one I'm happy to counter. Alright, I think we just attack in with the 1. Keep holding up our interaction. We got a nice solid wall of spirits that they're going to have a hard time getting through at least. And actually, if we let them fill up the board enough, we can play that deal 2 damage to everything spell, and that'll be pretty fun. Oh, we can go ahead and cast this guy for 4. No, let's attack first and see how they choose to play it. They double block, we can blow them out. If not, we'll jam a big old pummeler. Alright, they are going to go for the double block. We will... which one would I rather them not have? I guess it's all the same. And we'll hold this up so we can cast it for a bigger cost next turn, since we don't really have anything else we're trying to do. Yep, gonna buff their guest up here. Ah, and there's the board wipe a couple of turns late. We'll still cast this one for 4. Blocks their guest pretty nicely. Or we can just double block and get rid of some of these spirits that are just chilling. Would love to see one of our card draw spells. Some more interaction. If we block with this, it's going to die, and I can send 4 damage at their face, or we can block with 2 of these. If they do have a combat trick, like Sure Strike, that'd give them 8, which they would still be able to blow me out if I triple blocked. I think I'd rather just block with the 1, although it can attack 2. Yeah, let's just block 2. If they have a trick, they have a trick. Yep, they have a trick. Triple blocking would have, accomplished. I guess I wouldn't have taken the trample damage, but otherwise not really, anything crazy or different there. We can swing in here, and now pummeler blocking is lethal, so let me make sure I've read this correctly. Damage would be dealt to it. Prevent that damage, remove those counters. Any target, yes, excellent. So we can send that damage to their face. Opponent digging here. No. Bounce spell, although that's our island, would mess us up a bit. I guess just a destroy spell. I think there are some in white might do us in here, but we're gonna go ahead and swing with both and see how they block and react. Yep, there's the destroy. Oh, I should have played this in response. That would have been lethal, because this does hit our creatures as well. Oh, it's a vampire too. Oh god, I hate this set sometimes. Well, if we lose this one, it's going to be from all my misplays, not from the deck building at least. Even though there's definitely some more synergistic ways we could have played that. Well, they just got a mountain. At least that's not anything too crazy. Frenzied Devils having haste is pretty nice. But honestly, I think I'd rather draw it, discard it, and see if we can't dig further. Yeah, that's just going to get bad now with the curse on us. And they drew our assistant. At least they didn't get the extra turn spell. And that'll do it. Well, today's lesson, kids, make sure you read your cards and don't just assume you can remember stuff from years ago when you last played this set. Welcome to game number 2. We are on the play with another unkeepable starting hand. I would love to keep this one. It's got some fun cards in it, but we cannot. Yikes. And we mulligan into a equally bad starting hand. This is just rough. Wow. Okay, well, I mean, at least we can play cards in this hand, but man, this is a really, really rough way to start this one off. Get our 2 1/1 flyers down. Maybe we can just chip them for 2 in the air each turn. They'll probably have a 1 mana removal spell here. Yep. Which essentially sets us back enormously since we don't even get the enchantment side of it out. If they have another one of those, it's pretty much just GG here. And another land. Yeah. Need to draw anything that's not a land, essentially. That's not... Yeah. Yeah. Well, at least opponent's off to a pretty slow start, too. Yikes. Well, this is not the kind of Magic I enjoy playing. But you never know when your tables can turn. Maybe we draw into our take a 2-turn spell and then we actually get a couple extra chances. I guess at that point it's really just draw 1, deal 1. Ugh, or draw 1, deal nothing. No. Alright, we got a Spirit. Oh, between games I need to remember to switch out some stuff and put some different 2-drops in instead of having all 4 of them be the spirits. The Witness, one of the pretty nice non-creature spell synergy pieces we didn't end up getting. Not that it matters right now. I mean, we're not drawing any non-creature spells. Should have attacked with the Lantern Bearer first. It's okay. Another Spirit. I do not want that. Scab, a little better. Let's put it on this guy. Since this one can't attack. This turn he can. Of course. Well, at least we can still attack with him this turn. Another rough start, though. Yowza. If they have any combat tricks, that thing is going to put in a lot of work. Which I would hope they have drafted into their deck if they put that card in it. Can't do both. probably don't want to sack the thing, but maybe we do. Oh, I guess we don't have any instants or sorceries anyways, so we'll play the one with the bigger booty. That can potentially do some other kind of damage. Counterspell? No. Oh, we're on a 2-turn clock here, so we either draw removal or we lose right now. I think that's it, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, maybe not. Alright, let's see if we hearted the cards. Another land. So, I'll see y'all in the next match. Y'all, we are here in game number 3. We are on the play with an actual keepable starting hand for the first time this draft, so we'll see if this draft ends up being my shortest one yet, or if we can keep it going. I did, in between matches, I cut 2 of our spirits for some different 2-drops that don't require us to play enchantments specifically to get value, so we'll see if we even draw those or if that plays a part here. Spirits are great at blocking, but we don't have like any flyers chipping over or things like that. I guess we could just use this as a way to remove only their critter. Doesn't seem too spicy, but I think I'd rather do that than nothing. So far not been super impressed with the Vampire's Vengeance. I mean, I could have held it for later, but still. I think we're going to go ahead and pop this guy here. Could get the wizard out, but since we don't have a follow-up play anyways, I think I'd rather do that. And we're going to need double blue to cleave this one. Opponent did miss a land drop. Hate to see it, but it's good for us. We're going to play a Weaver. There's that second blue. And now I think we will go ahead and get our wizard down. The next turn we'll counter whatever kind of play they try to do. See if I regret playing that instead of holding it up. Nope, just a little reach trainer guy. Not super scary. Now I have to decide. I think I'd rather hold up the counterspell here. Oh, well, of course it is nighttime now. I should have thought about that. I think a blue kitty cat matches our deck a little better. Opponent thinking long and hard here. Hopefully they cast something big. Something splashy. Alright, they're going to go ahead and attack with both. We will block the one. Alright, that seems like a fine counterspell target there. Keep our creature alive, trigger our other creatures. Next turn we'll play the Lantern Bearer and probably chump with that so we can get the enchantment side of it going. Put that on our wizard probably. A second one, interesting. Okay, if they really want to save that dude, I'm not going to stop them. We got to 2 for 1 then still, so... this is our turn, so we can still abrade this on our turn here. Which we are definitely going to want to... Oh, he has a reach. Never mind. We'll just abrade it now. Get both our triggers, and keep this guy from training again. But now we're in Heart of the Cards mode, so we hopefully not keep top decking lands. I think we will go ahead and attack with all three. They'll block a spirit, I'm guessing. Yep. The downside of playing out our hand, now it's going to be night whenever they need it to be. And it's going to be tough to switch it back. Yikes. Did they get this first strike? They did not. Can we afford this trade, though? Probably not, but I don't think we can afford not to trade either with the position we're in. Especially since this thing's going to keep growing. They'll probably have a combat trick now. I mean, just being down so many cards, unfortunate. Alright, well, that's a good draw. And we'll have 3 left, so again, I don't think we can afford to not take the interactive stuff here. Now we'll kill off this pup while we still can. Maybe. Alright. Now we'll get in for what damage we're able to here. If they have another Witch's Web, that's going to be really unfortunate for us. A Wolf Strike, okay. Well, at least they had to use that on our turn instead of theirs. But definitely rough shape here. If that guy didn't have reach, this would be so much of a better position. And they've got a Pummeler. I guess we will scry and draw first here. Go ahead and do this on the one that we can get some extra value out of. Definitely don't want to land. Alright, we'll drop down all our creatures here. Next turn we'll give something flying. Ooh, Dormant Grove, very strong little card for them. Gonna keep growing, especially with the Pummeler here. Interesting. We can take an extra turn. Does it matter? I don't think it's gonna matter, unfortunately. We don't really have anything that triggers off our non-creature spells anyways. They've got great blockers. I suppose we are going to play this on something instead. I mean, making this a 4/4 is nice, but we really only get to attack this turn and it blocks still. I guess we are just going to play the extra turn spell now. Now, I feel like we're supposed to wait on that for something better. I guess we just give it to the assistant. We keep holding back. If we can get one of our bounce spells, then maybe we can swing in with everybody and take an extra turn. It'd be pretty nice, especially after they keep stacking up the counters onto things. This one definitely less scary as a 1/4. So yeah, they'll probably swing in for 6. No reason not to since they all have vigilance, even more. We will block the 6/6. No, because it will still deal that damage to us. We'll block the 4/7, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. If they didn't have vigilance, we might have had a shot there, but I guess we'll play this since this is going to be our last game. We may as well, you know, play what we can. Swing out. And that's going to be the shortest draft video we have yet. That is a 0-3, but I don't really want to cut any videos out of the channel here, so y'all can see all the good and the bad as I go through it. I'll let the opponent play it all out here. Yeah. GG's. Take one last look at the deck and go over some of the things I think we could have improved upon, especially if I had read my cards the first time. So I did switch out the spirits for that last game for Entomber and the or was that wolf? The Ridge Wolf. So, had I read the cards and not assumed this was all non-creature spells, I definitely would not have been choosing the spirits as highly. I definitely would have taken that other Lantern Bearer more highly, the fourth copy of that. What else? What else? The Devils never really felt great. When I did have them, they just felt like a 3/3 with haste, and that the non-creature spell, because of their cost, is a little hard to pull off. Same thing with the where was the Vengeance? Did not feel like a great addition, so I probably won't draft that one very highly. The one time I thought I was going to be able to get a sneaky playoff with it was a vampire specifically. So, yeah. Had some fun synergies, but just didn't quite come together like I'd hoped, and a fair amount of that was me not reading cards today. So, I appreciate y'all tagging along with me here, though, and I will see y'all tomorrow in the next draft video.